to show you around and see all of the cool things that end up happening on this permaculture farm. Just a little background information about myself. Hi, I'm Todd, and I work with the buildings and grounds crew. So that means that I basically just go zipping around, checking out the trails, checking out the buildings, and checking out the garden and farm to make sure everything is moving smoothly and that everything is in order. So let me show you what's all going on here, and we can move on from there. Alright, so here at the River Edge Farm, we have an orchard. And in the orchard, we grow a couple different varieties of apple trees, pear trees, like this one right here, as well as cherry trees and plum trees. So here at the River Edge Farm, we have some very special friends, and they are our River Edge chickens. Now they play a very important role here, and what they're doing is being our natural pest control. This permaculture farm is an organic farm, which means we don't use any chemicals. So what we do is we use our chickens to help keep the pests down, meaning they eat the insects, they take care of nasty bugs that we normally would not want to bother our vegetables. Alright, so over here we have our mushroom rats. So, have you ever thought about how you get mushrooms on your dinner plate? Like, you look through the forest and you see them on trees, right? Is that how all mushrooms are grown? Not all of them, but here at River Edge, we have what we call our mushroom logs. So we actually plant our mushrooms in these little holes that we drill on the logs, and we do something that's called inoculation. Big word, I know. But it is so cool because it is a mushroom mixed in sawdust. You put it in there, seal it up with some wax, and then you just wait. Maybe about a year, but then maybe sooner than that. It kind of depends on the log and the conditions. But you will start to get shiitake mushrooms, which is what we have planted here. So these shiitake mushrooms, the ones that you can see growing on here right now, these are cold weather shiitake mushrooms, which means that they grow best when it's cooler weather. We have some warmer varieties that grow in the summertime, and they're not doing anything right now because it's still kind of too cold. Hopefully that'll change soon, that we'll have mushrooms growing on all of our logs. So something you'll notice here is that we have weeds. There's dandelions everywhere. We don't spray our ground at all. That's part of what keeps it organic, is to keep the chemicals out of the plants, out of the soil, and out of our water. Something else you'll notice is that we have grass. We don't have just torn up ground everywhere like you do on a normal farm. So that's to help with erosion. Erosion is where you have the ground basically being worked away. So the ground kind of goes off into the water system. It gets carried away, and we end up having very little good working soil for the plants. So to keep the grass here is to keep the soil here. And by keeping the soil here, we are keeping it safe and healthy for our little plants to grow. Permaculture is part of the structure of making it a sustainable farm. So to help make this a sustainable farm here at River Edge, we have these things called a swale. It's kind of hard to see on the ground, but if you watch my feet, you can see that my foot just went down a whole lot more than it was before. And that is because there is this little channel right here, and it's called a swale, okay? So in the farm, in the center of the farm, we have this type of basin, and the water that would run off from up on the hill fills that basin, and then it goes into the channels called swales, to help distribute the water throughout the farm. So in a regular farm, you would be watering your plants a lot. Here in America, we have a bit of an issue with our watering our plants. We overwater them a lot and don't use the resources of what comes down from the sky to our most efficient benefit. So here, with you trying to utilize the swale, we're trying to see if we can help reduce that amount of water that we would have used otherwise. Alright, so you might be wondering, what do we do with all of the produce we have from the farm? Well, what we do with all of our goodies is we sell them partly at the River Edge bookstore and then partly at a farmer's market in Port Washington in the fall. So that is a great place for you to be able to go and check out the farmers markets and see what other people are doing with their products, and then also help support River Edge, as well as just going to the bookstore and picking up maybe some cloves of garlic, some onions, potatoes, currants, what have you. So thank you, friends, for coming on this River Edge virtual farm tour with me. And I hope to see you back here at River Edge real soon. We all miss you. Have fun and stay safe.